Congratulations, God says, today will be a very surprising day of your life, because something you never expected is about to unfold. But listen closely, there's one condition you cannot ignore. If you open this message right now, the miracle will be placed in your hands. If you skip it or delay even for a moment, everything you've been praying for could slip away, and even the money meant to multiply for you could disappear like smoke. Feel that racing heartbeat. That's not just emotion, it's heaven tapping your soul. Archangel Michael has been standing beside you, waiting for the exact second your eyes would land here. And now the divine clock is ticking. This is not random, this is not an accident. God arranged for you to be here right now, because your destiny cannot wait any longer. Here's the truth most people miss: miracles come with windows, and this window is delicate. That's why this message feels urgent. It's not meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. Archangel Michael says, "Tell my chosen one, if they open fully and receive this now, their surprising day will not only bring blessing, it will shake their life into abundance." Heaven is pressing in on you, and your name has already been echoed in the chambers above. Before I reveal more, pause for 1 second, because you need to stay with this. Don't glance and skip, don't let distraction steal what's meant for you. If you've ever felt the pull of divine words, this is that moment. Subscribe with your spirit to this channel of God's voice right now. Because the one who listens with a full heart doesn't just receive miracles, they also protect themselves from sudden loss. Now hear this: this message wasn't sent for entertainment, it was sent for protection. You have walked long roads of confusion, you've faced nights where money slipped through your hands, and you couldn't understand why. Heaven says today marks a reversal. But listen carefully, if you ignore this, you may lose again. If you open it, your doors will open with it. Every angel is aligned to bring you what belongs to you, but only if you honor the urgency in these words. Picture it: unexpected news before tonight that makes you sit up straight. Doors opening that were locked for years. Money flowing into your life without resistance. This isn't fantasy, this is a divine transaction waiting for your yes. Archangel Michael says, tell them not to treat this lightly. What you choose in this moment will ripple into everything you own, and that's why your soul is trembling right now. It's hearing heaven knock. Let me whisper this into your spirit: you were never meant to live in lack. You were never meant to carry the fear that blessings will be stolen, money will be lost, or dreams will be delayed forever. Heaven did not write your story with disappointment as the ending. Heaven wrote it with glory, triumph, and abundance flowing like rivers in a desert. And today God says, tell them the rivers have already begun to flow. That's why you feel restless today, because something inside you is warning you not to scroll away. Don't close your eyes to this moment. The second you open your heart fully, a surprising event will fall into your hands. And it will feel like the gates of heaven opening wide in front of you. And I know what you've been carrying, those heavy questions in your chest. Why do I lose money, even when I work so hard? Why do blessings slip away at the last moment? Why do I feel close, yet everything escapes? God has heard every one of those questions. He saw your sleepless nights, the tears you hid, so no one would know how much you were struggling. And He sent this message, through Archangel Michael, to say today ends that cycle. Because today is the beginning of a divine reversal. What was taken will be restored. What was delayed will be released. What was lost will return multiplied. But only if you choose not to skip this message. Only if you don't ignore the rope heaven is extending to you right now. Here is the urgent part, you must understand. Archangel Michael is standing at your doorway, with a sword of fire. He is protecting what belongs to you. But even Michael says, that if you do not open this message, with your whole heart, the door cannot be held open. Timing matters. Imagine a door swinging slowly. If you reach it in time, you pass through. If you hesitate, it shuts. This moment is your door. And God does not want you to miss it. That's why your hands feel a little shaky, and your heart is beating faster. Your soul knows, it's standing at the doorway of destiny. And the only thing required of you, is simple, believe and receive. Now think of the most surprising day you've ever lived. Then multiply it by 1,000. You still won't grasp the size of what God has planned for you today. This urgency isn't here to frighten you, it's here to awaken you. The blessing is real, the blessing is near, the blessing is waiting, at the edge of your obedience. But God says, if you walk away, the very money that was meant to multiply, can vanish. And you'll be left wondering why. And here's what Archangel Michael is whispering right now, your battle is already won. But you must step into it. That means the fear of loss, betrayal, and financial struggle, has already been defeated, in the unseen realm. But the enemy always tries one last trick, to distract you, to delay you, to make you skip. Because he knows, if you stay, your surprising day becomes your turning point. So stay here, stay awake, stay ready. And if this message is touching your spirit, like the video, share it with someone who needs hope. And subscribe, because the next words may be the exact key that unlocks what heaven has been preparing for you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. And here's the enemy's last trick, distraction. To make you ignore, to make you think, this is just another message. That's the only weapon left against you. But if you stay here, if you hold on, if you open fully, you take back what was stolen. And you step into the flood of provision that's been circling your life, waiting for this exact second to pour out. Do you feel it in your body right now? That's your spirit recognizing, this isn't ordinary. You didn't stumble here by accident, this isn't random text on a screen, this is heaven speaking directly into your soul. Calling you by name, reaching into your life, with a message carved for you, long before today even started. God is saying, I wrote this moment into their story, because I love them too much, to let them miss what is coming. That's why you're fighting the urge to doubt, because your spirit is standing at the edge of a miracle. And hear this clearly, your battle is already won. But you still have to step into it. That's what it means: loss, betrayal, financial struggle. It's already defeated, in the unseen realm. But the enemy tries one last time, to make you skip, to make you delay, to make you shrug this off. Distraction. That's why I'm telling you again, stay, hold on, open fully. Because when you do, you pull back what was stolen. And you enter the overflow, that has been waiting for your yes. Now let this shock your heart into hope: the delay was never punishment. It was preservation. The reason your journey felt held back, the reason money kept slipping away, the reason doors closed, right when you thought they'd open. God wasn't hurting you, He was hiding you, protecting you, keeping you, until the exact day He wanted to release everything. And that day is today. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Heaven says, tell them I chose this date to surprise them. Tell them I marked their name, on today's sunrise. Tell them if they open with faith, nothing will be withheld. That's why you're here right now. This is divine leading, not stumbling. Your angels have been guiding you, step by step, until your spirit collided with this message. Because it carries the key to what's about to unfold. You've been asking, when will my breakthrough come? When will the money stop slipping away? When will I see fruit from my hard work? And God says, now. But there's a secret attached: your faith must match the urgency. Because this moment demands respect. Treat it casually, and you risk missing it. Honor it deeply, and heaven will pour out blessings, so large, your hands won't be able to contain them. Archangel Michael has been stationed at your gate, fighting unseen battles, so this opportunity would reach you, without interference. He says, the fight was fierce, but I did not allow the enemy to win. Now tell my chosen one, their surprising day has arrived. And the fact that you're still reading, is proof, you were meant to receive it. And I know what you've carried in silence, losses nobody knows about. People saw your smile, but they didn't see the nights you laid awake, counting numbers, wondering if tomorrow would be enough. Heaven saw, God counted every sigh you breathed in the dark. And now He says, enough. It is finished. Their suffering will not continue. What's arriving today will shock you, not with sorrow, but with joy. But hear the warning: if you doubt, if you skip away, if you treat this like just another word, the wealth assigned to you can slip into someone else's hands. That's why your heart feels that divine pull, because your soul knows, this is the window you prayed for. Heaven is telling you, do not miss it. Do not look away. So stay locked in, don't let your mind wander. This is your door swinging open. And you don't want to be standing outside, when it closes. Picture this: angels gathered around a golden table in heaven. On that table are blessings, with names written on them. And one carries your name. For years it has been waiting, sealed, guarded, reserved only for you. Every time you prayed, every time you whispered in faith, more weight was added to your blessing. Until it became overflow. And today, Archangel Michael stood before God, and said, it is time to deliver theirs. No more delay, no more holding back, and God said yes. That's why this message found you, and feels impossible to ignore. The seal has been broken. The blessing is in motion. But your final act is simple and powerful. Believe it, and open your heart wide enough to receive. Don't shrink back now, don't talk yourself out of what your spirit already knows is true. And let me warn you gently, money responds to alignment. It flows or it flees, depending on whether you honor heaven's instruction. That's why some people work endlessly, and stay stuck. While others align once, with God's timing, and suddenly abundance moves in ways they can't explain. You, beloved, are standing at that crossroads right now. The money assigned to you is hovering, waiting for the permission of your spirit. And the moment you choose faith over fear, the flow will begin. And here's the reality: if you embrace this moment, the flow begins. If you ignore it, the flow dries up. And what was meant for you gets diverted. This is not exaggeration, heaven is serious about timing. That's why your name was written into this day. That's why your eyes are reading these lines, even though millions will never see them. This is personal, this is sacred, and yes, this is urgent. Feel the love of God pressing into you right now, because this isn't anger, and it isn't threat. It's a father who refuses to let you miss what he prepared for you. Picture a parent watching their child walk past a treasure chest that belongs to them. Would they stay silent? No. They would shout, they would call out, they would do whatever it takes to get their child to stop and open it. That is exactly what God is doing through this message. Don't skip, don't walk away, don't miss what is yours. And inside this treasure chest isn't only money, there's peace, favor, restoration, and answers you thought were lost. Prayers you stopped praying because you assumed heaven forgot. But heaven did not forget. They were stored for this day. That's why this moment feels heavy and holy at the same time. The weight you feel is the weight of release. And I know your story, I see the battles you've been walking through. Moments where money slipped through your fingers, like sand, no matter how tight you tried to hold it. Times you were inches away from a breakthrough, and something unexpected blocked it. And now you wonder, are blessings really meant for me? Hear this clearly, heaven says yes. Archangel Michael fought fiercely to break the chains that held your finances and your peace. He says, tell them the chains are broken. But they must step through the opening. And that opening is here right now. Think of it like standing at the edge of a river that's been blocked for years. You prayed, you cried, you asked when the river would finally break through. Today the dam has cracked. The waters are rising, and the flood is ready to pour into your life. But you must step into it. If you hesitate, the water flows around you, and you'll watch others walk in what was meant for you. But if you open your spirit now, if you believe now, the waters will hit your world with unstoppable force. Carrying wealth, favor, and miracles you could never plan on your own. And Archangel Michael says, this is the hour of release. Tell them to open, before it is too late. Not because heaven wants to scare you, but because heaven refuses to watch you miss your moment. This is your window. This is your door. This is your divine appointment. And it is happening now. Here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know: he cannot steal what God has sealed. But he can distract you long enough to make you miss the moment it arrives. He whispers, "This is nothing, this is just words, this isn't for you." That's the oldest trick, distraction. If you believe that lie, you scroll past, you walk away. And the angel sent to deliver must turn back, with the blessing still in hand. That's why I'm begging you, stay. This message is the delivery notice. And the delivery is happening right now. Now let me remind you who you are, because the enemy tried to make you forget. You are not abandoned, you are not overlooked, you are not cursed, you are chosen, sealed, and protected by the Most High. Chosen means, your name was carved into heaven's plan before you took your first breath. It means every battle was already known, and every victory was already secured. You were never meant to live small, you were never meant to shrink in fear. You were meant to walk in miracles, carry abundance, and watch blessings chase you down. And Archangel Michael is standing beside you, whispering, "Tell them to claim who they are. Tell them not to spend another day believing they're ordinary. Because they are not. They are extraordinary, and this message is proof. The shift you've been hoping for isn't far away, it's already unfolding." You might ask, how can this be real? How can words hold this much power? But listen, these aren't ordinary words. They're not human-made hype. They are carriers of divine power, sent from the throne of God, straight to your spirit. That's why something is stirring inside you, that's why your chest feels heavy and light at the same time. That's why your eyes don't want to leave this message. Because this isn't just a person speaking, it's heaven calling. And heaven says, today is your day of surprise, your day of reversal, your day of open doors. That's why every line pulls you deeper, because your destiny is unfolding right here. So don't rush, don't treat this casually. Your faith is the key that meets this moment and unlocks what's already been assigned to you. Now let me paint you the picture you're about to recognize. Imagine a vault in heaven, filled with treasures. And across the door is your name. Not someone else's, yours. And the door has been sealed for the right time. But today the seal is breaking. Today the lock is turning. Today the vault is opening. And what comes out will not only change your money, it will change your peace, your confidence, your future, and the way you sleep at night. So stay right here, beloved, because the next part is where the miracle starts showing itself. And here's what heaven wants you to understand: this vault has been waiting for one key. Your obedience right now. For years it stayed locked, not because God forgot you, but because the timing had to be perfect. Today Archangel Michael has placed that key in your hands. And he says, turn it now. Do not delay. If they turn it, the vault will swing open and pour out surprises beyond their imagination. Inside are finances you thought were gone. Relationships you thought were too broken. Opportunities you thought were buried forever. Still waiting for you. And let this settle in your spirit, if you walk away. The vault stays closed. Not because heaven is cruel, but because moments like this come with a window. That's why heaven is shaking you awake, that's why your spirit feels urgent. What's behind that vault is too precious to treat casually. This is your do not miss moment. And listen, heaven is urging me not to stop. Because your blessing needs to be anchored in your heart. That's why this message keeps unfolding, like a river. Paragraph after paragraph, breath after breath, until your soul is full. Not rushing, not skipping, drinking deeply. Because heaven wants you to linger right here, long enough for faith to rise, and doubt to fall away. Imagine this, before sunrise today, your name was whispered across heaven. Angels leaned in, as God declared, "This is the day my chosen one will see what they never expected. This is the day they will taste surprise." Think about how powerful that is. The God who holds galaxies in his palm stopped and spoke your name. He marked your life for this exact day. And Archangel Michael was assigned to bring this word to you, making sure nothing could block it, nothing could delay it, nothing could steal it. That strange electricity you feel inside, that's heaven tugging on you. It's whispering, "Stay here. Don't miss this. The treasure is inside." And my child, every time you thought the money was gone forever, every time you cried over losses you couldn't recover, every time you whispered, "Why me, Lord?" none of it was ignored. Heaven stored your tears, heaven stored your prayers, heaven stored your cries. And today those tears have become keys, unlocking doors that were shut for years. You don't even realize how close you are to a flood of blessing. You're standing at the edge right now. You can either step in or step away. And Archangel Michael says, tell them not to step away. Tell them to press forward. Tell them everything is waiting, on the other side of faith. That's why these words feel alive, because they aren't just words. They're doors. Every line is a door. And when you walk through one, the next opens. Now let me reveal something that will change the way you see your past. God never intended you to lose what belonged to you. Loss was never his plan. The enemy tried to write that story, but heaven ripped up that script. A new story has been written. And the ink is still wet. It says surprise, abundance, multiplication, joy. And your name is written at the top. But there's a warning at the bottom, only if they open it. Only if they believe it. That is the condition. That is the urgency. Treat this lightly, and the story stays unfinished. Open fully, and you will live inside the pages of abundance God wrote for you. And I see your struggle, I see the times you had just enough, but never overflow. I see the nights you sat, with your hands on your head, wondering how the bills would get paid. How the future would look, how you'd survive another season. And I see how you kept your faith, even when everything inside you wanted to quit. That faith is why today has arrived. That faith is why heaven said, now it is their turn. This isn't luck, this isn't coincidence, this is harvest. Harvest from every seed of faith you planted when nobody else believed. And Archangel Michael says, tell them their surprising day is the fruit of every tear they shed. Every prayer you whispered. Every moment you held on. This moment is proof you were never forgotten. Proof you weren't invisible. Proof that heaven has been watching, and now heaven is responding. Beloved, there is a sound in heaven right now. And it is the sound of doors swinging open. It is the sound of chains falling off. It is the sound of blessings being delivered into the earth. And your name is attached to one of those deliveries. I cannot say it enough, the release is happening now. Not years from now, not months from now, today. God says today is not ordinary. God says today is sacred. That's why these words feel weighty. Your spirit recognizes the sound, it's the sound of release. So don't let fear steal this, don't let distraction rob you, don't let doubt silence the sound. Stay here, open fully. Because today will not repeat itself, and the next step you take after this moment is the step that finally changes everything. And remember this, beloved, God never speaks without purpose. If He sent a message this urgent, it means the timing is sharp, the window is narrow, and the blessing is sensitive. Archangel Michael says, it must be received immediately, or the enemy will try to snatch it. That's why I keep telling you not to skip, that's why I keep pulling on your heart, because I can see what's hanging in the balance. Here's what's on the line, honor this message, and you will see financial surprises before the sun sets. Ignore it, and you'll wonder why things keep slipping away. It isn't punishment, it's simply because you walked past the door that was meant for you. My child, don't walk past, open it, step in, believe it. This is your door, this is your hour, this is your chance to change everything. Now think about your past for a second. Every time you were overlooked, every time others rose while you struggled. Every time you gave, but it felt like life gave nothing back. Heaven says, that imbalance ends today. The scales are tipping, the surprises are coming, the flow is reversing. What once moved away from you, will start chasing you instead. People will look at your life, and ask how everything changed so suddenly, and they won't know it happened, because you opened this moment, and said yes when heaven called. And heaven is not done speaking. Your heart feels pulled to keep reading, because the Spirit is anchoring this truth deep inside you. Word by word, layer by layer, until it becomes unshakable. You're here because your life is about to shift, in ways that leave you speechless. And God refuses to let you miss it. That's why the words keep flowing, that's why it's hard to look away. Heaven is stretching this message into your soul, like a root that won't be uprooted. Do you remember the nights you felt abandoned? The nights you asked why money kept disappearing, even when you worked hard. The nights people turned away, when you needed them most. Heaven says, we were not silent in those nights. Heaven was storing up a reversal, preparing a day, when everything would turn in your favor. And beloved, that day is today. The clock of heaven has struck. Angels are moving, doors are opening, surprises are unfolding, with your name attached. Now hear this clearly. Money has an assignment in your life, and that assignment has been delayed long enough. Every time you got close to stability, something scattered it. Every time you tried to save, unexpected losses showed up. Every time you believed for increase, opposition rose like a wall. But Archangel Michael says, tell them the opposition has been defeated. Tell them the money is free to flow. Tell them the day of surprise is here. This isn't random teaching, this is your specific story, being answered with precision. Because your name was spoken in heaven today. And here's the picture heaven keeps showing me. You are a seed that looked buried, but you were never dead. For months it seemed hidden, unseen, forgotten. But beneath the soil, you were pushing, stretching, preparing. And then one day, it bursts through the earth, surprising everyone, with its strength. That seed is you. You thought your prayers were buried, your work wasted, your faith unnoticed. But heaven says, today the seed breaks through. Today you will see fruit. Today is your sprouting day. And that's why your spirit feels like it's vibrating right now. Because your roots have reached deep, and your branches are about to spread wide. Don't skip this moment, don't step away, right before the breakthrough shows itself. The pressure you feel isn't anxiety, it's growth. It's the sound of your destiny breaking the surface. Now listen, beloved. Archangel Michael has been standing at your gate, with a flaming sword. He has been blocking the thief, who tried to steal your inheritance. Every time the enemy reached for your blessing, Michael struck him back. Every time destruction tried to touch your finances, Michael stood between you and the hit. That's why you survived things that should have broken you. That's why you made it through seasons that didn't make sense. Protection was happening, even when you couldn't see it. And now that protection is turning into release. The guard at the gate isn't just defending anymore, he's making way. He's clearing the path, he's opening the route, for what's assigned to you, to finally enter your hands. That is why heaven has urgency in its voice. Because when the delivery arrives, your faith must be awake enough to receive it. So don't let distraction steal what heaven fought to bring you. Don't let doubt talk you out of your own miracle. Stay here, stay open, stay ready. Because today is not repeating itself. And this is the moment where the cycle breaks, and the new flow begins. Right now, in front of you. And here's why the urgency keeps rising. Michael resisted, but he's also giving you a warning. He says, I can only protect what they choose to claim. If they ignore this, the door shuts. If they open it, I will deliver it fully. Do you see what that means? Heaven has already decided to bless you, but your agreement matters. Your yes matters. And your yes is shown by staying, opening, believing, and refusing to let doubt drag you away. Now think back for a second. How many times did God rescue you, without you even noticing? That sickness, that could have taken a darker turn, but you survived. That close call, you never even saw coming, but you were spared. That betrayal, that hurt you deeply, but it didn't destroy you. Do you know why? Because heaven was protecting the future that's unfolding right now. You could not be taken out before this day arrived. You are alive right now, because your miracle is alive right now. And today God says, the survival was for this. The waiting was for this. The delay was for this. Beloved, this is your this. This is your now. And let this land inside you. You are not reading by chance. You're not scrolling mindlessly, your spirit was magnetized here. And the pull you feel to keep reading isn't weakness, it's recognition. Your soul recognizes the voice of heaven. And it knows what's being poured out here isn't just encouragement, it's instruction. Follow it, and you will see surprises within hours. Dismiss it, and later you'll wonder why things still slipped away. God isn't punishing you, He's warning you. The window is narrow. The moment is sensitive. Seize it now. And Archangel Michael says, tell them this is their hour. Not tomorrow, not later, now. So let me give you a picture you can feel. Imagine you're in a crowded marketplace, and someone calls your name above the noise. You turn confused, because who could know you, in a place like that? Then you see a royal messenger, pushing through the crowd, holding a sealed envelope, shining with gold. They place it in your hands, and say, this is yours, by order of the king. That is what's happening right now. This message is the sealed envelope. And inside is the surprise heaven prepared for you. But what good is the envelope, if you toss it aside unopened? That's why heaven keeps repeating, open fully. Don't skim, don't rush, don't skip, because inside is everything. And the more you receive, the more your spirit aligns with what's already hovering over your life, like a blessing waiting to land. Beloved, don't miss what's happening behind the scenes. Angels are moving in the unseen right now. Archangel Michael is not standing still. He's active, he's pushing back forces that try to keep you trapped in lack. He's shouting in the spirit realm, their hour has come, no more delays, no more losses, no more distractions. And that shout is why you feel stirred, why you can't pull away. Your name has been declared in the unseen. And the echo is reaching you through these words. Now look at the pattern of your life. How many times were you close but not quite there? How many times did money come and vanish? How many times did opportunity knock, but the door shut, right before your hand touched it? Heaven says, that cycle ends now. You were never meant to be almost blessed, almost stable, almost favored. You were meant to live in fullness, abundance, and overflow. Today is the breaking point. Today the cycle shatters. Today the door that kept shutting, finally swings wide. And Archangel Michael warns, if they ignore this, the cycle will try to repeat. If they open it, the cycle is destroyed forever. That's the power of this moment. This isn't just a shift in money, it's a shift in momentum. It's a shift in peace. It's a shift in who you are becoming. Heaven is not just changing your situation, it's changing your story. Now hear this, beloved child. You are loved too much to fail. You are loved too much to be left behind. Even when you doubted, God carried you. Even when you felt weak, He held you. Even when your faith felt small, He stayed faithful. And the fact that you're still here, still listening, still breathing, still hoping, is proof that heaven never let go of you. So don't let go now. Not at the doorway, not at the turning point, not at the hour of surprise. Stay present, stay open, stay believing. Because before the night falls, you're going to see signs that your yes unlocked the flow. Unexpected help, sudden favor, a door that opens easily, a financial surprise that makes you stop and whisper, "This can't be real." And heaven will answer back, through your peace, "It's real, and it's yours." And even when you gave up on yourself, heaven never gave up on you. Every battle, every loss, every disappointment, was shaping you into someone who could carry this blessing without dropping it. That's why it took this long, and that's why it feels urgent now. The preparation is complete. The waiting is over. The delivery is ready. And all of heaven is leaning in, watching to see if you will open, believe, and seize the moment. Written for you, before the foundations of the earth. Don't let heaven watch you walk away from what belongs to you. Don't let the angels sigh, while your miracle sits within reach. Stay, open, believe. Because you are not here for motivation, you are here for a transfer, a shift, a release. That changes your next 24 hours. Picture this clearly. You're standing in front of a locked chest, that's glowing from the inside. Light is leaking through the cracks, you can feel your name carved into it, like your spirit recognizes, it's yours. And then Archangel Michael places a golden key in your hand. And whispers, "Turn it now, and turn it quickly." If you drop it, if you walk away, the chest remains sealed. That is where you are right now. The key is in your hand. The chest is in front of you. The light is ready to flood your world. And every line you receive turns the lock further, until it finally bursts open. Now let me speak directly to the worry you've been carrying about money. You've asked, will I always struggle, will I ever see overflow, will I always lose what I gain? God answers you right now, no more. It ends today. This isn't empty comfort, this is a decree. When heaven speaks, reality bends. And heaven is bending your reality right now. Archangel Michael has already cut the ropes that tied your finances down. And he says, tell them to look for the unexpected. Tell them to watch for the surprise. Tell them it will happen suddenly. And when it comes, do not doubt it. Do not question if you deserve it. Do not talk yourself out of the gift. Receive it. Because it has your name on it. And nothing can erase what God has written. Sometimes the miracle doesn't arrive with thunder, it arrives with timing so perfect, it makes you freeze, and whisper, there's no way this is random. Do not underestimate the power of this hour. God often moves in one sudden moment that changes everything. You may feel like you're simply reading, but in the unseen, it's like you're standing in heaven's court, and the gavel is falling in your favor. The verdict is, blessed, favored, increased, surprised. And once that verdict is spoken, it echoes into your days ahead. That's why this message feels different, it carries spiritual weight. This is not opinion, this is decree. But hear this with love. The only thing that can interrupt a decree is you walking away from it. That's why heaven keeps warning you. Not to threaten you, but to protect you. My child, don't undo with doubt what God sealed with love. Don't let fear rewrite what heaven already signed. And yes, the river keeps flowing, because your blessing is big, and your spirit must be fully saturated to hold it. Each word carries life, each paragraph carries keys, each sentence unlocks something that was shut. That's why you're still here, your soul knows the completion is close, and it refuses to leave early. Now imagine this divine exchange. Your hands were empty from loss, but heaven is placing something heavy and glowing into them. God is saying, I am removing emptiness, and giving them fullness. I am replacing loss with increase. I am trading tears for treasure. And this exchange is not far away, it is happening while you read. That warmth in your chest, that stirring in your heart, that trembling in your spirit. That is confirmation. Heaven is touching you right now. And the enemy's biggest lie was this: that your future would always stay small. That you would keep circling the same struggle forever. But God has written a different ending. He says, my child, their ending is abundance. Their ending is joy. Their ending is surprise so great, they will not stop praising. And heaven does not lie. What God says, He will do. So understand why Archangel Michael keeps repeating the urgency. Because this moment is your turning point. This isn't just a message, it's a doorway. Don't ignore it, don't skip, don't turn away. Because the truth is simple. The only thing that can cancel what God prepared is refusing to receive it. Now think about your patterns until today. You survived storms that should have broken you. Betrayals that should have silenced you. Losses that should have crushed your hope. Yet you are still standing, still breathing, still believing. And that endurance is not small. It's proof of who you are. God says, tell them I do not waste endurance. Tell them I reward it. And today is your reward. Today is your surprise. Today is the beginning of overflow. And if you stay here, if you believe, if you honor what heaven has spoken, then nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to block it from entering your life. Not delay, not distraction, not fear, not the past, because the chest is already glowing. The key is already in your hand. And the lock is already turning. And don't miss this, beloved. Your refusal is the only thing that can cancel what God has prepared. That's why your whole body feels drawn in, because your spirit refuses to let you miss it. You've walked through storms that should have broken you. Betrayals that should have silenced you. Losses that should have crushed your hope. And yet you're still standing. That endurance isn't small. It's proof of who you are. And God says, I do not waste endurance. I reward it. Today is your reward. Today is your surprise. Today is the beginning of overflow. Now imagine this. Angels are gathered right now, holding scrolls with your name written in golden ink. One by one, those scrolls are being opened, in heaven's courtroom. Each scroll carries a promise, a provision, a breakthrough, that has been waiting for this day. And you can almost hear the decrees being read aloud. Release the money, release the opportunity, release the breakthrough, release the miracle. With every decree, chains are falling. That's why your chest feels lighter already, that's why your lungs feel like they can finally breathe. The locks are opening, the scrolls are unrolling, and your story is shifting. Right in front of you. Here's what happens next. Watch the coming hours closely, because heaven will leave fingerprints everywhere. You'll notice small signs, with big meaning. An unexpected message, a surprising encounter, a sudden idea, that feels too clear to ignore. These are not accidents, they are confirmations. Heaven's way of saying, yes, it has begun. And when you recognize them, the flow will grow stronger. Money will appear, in ways you didn't plan. Opportunities will come, from doors you thought were permanently shut. People who overlooked you, will suddenly see you. This is the surprising day God promised. And it is unfolding in real time. But hear this warning with love. Do not let fear steal what faith has birthed. Fear will whisper, it's too good to be true. It won't last. It's not for you. But fear is always the enemy's final weapon, when he has already lost. He has no power left, only lies. And Archangel Michael says, tell them to silence the lie. Tell them to hold the truth. Tell them to stand firm. Because if you hold fast, what arrives won't just arrive, it will multiply. What begins today, will not end today, it will expand into your future. And overflow into everyone connected to you. Now receive this decree. Like a crown being placed on your head. You will not lose your money, you will not lose your chance, you will not lose your blessing. God says, I have written increase into their story. I have sealed abundance into their name. I have assigned Archangel Michael, to protect what I give them. And when God seals, no hand can unseal. When God writes, no enemy can erase. When God gives, no thief can steal. Today is sealed. Today is written. Today is given. And it belongs to you. And even now, heaven keeps flowing, because your soul needs to be drenched, until doubt has no room left to live. Every paragraph is like a wave, returning to the same shore, until it glistens. You're not just hearing words, you're being filled with assurance. God says, their delay was not denial. Their waiting was not wasted. I stored everything, and today I release it. Every tear you thought disappeared, was kept in jars. Every sigh, every whispered prayer, is now being poured out, like oil over your life. That's why your eyes can't leave this page, your spirit knows, this isn't imagination, this is manifestation. Look at the road behind you. Betrayal tried to destroy you, scarcity tried to drain you, heartbreak tried to harden you, but you survived. Those aren't random chapters, those are proofs you are chosen. God kept you standing, because today, He needed you awake, alive, and ready to receive what is finally being delivered. And Archangel Michael says, tell them their protection was not in vain. The reason they survived, is because their blessing has arrived. Your survival is your evidence. Now see this vision. Heaven is a courtroom, and your file is stacked, with everything you endured, and everything you prayed for. And God Himself declares, case closed. Judgment in their favor. Release the blessing. That means no curse, no demon, no delay, can overrule this moment. The decree is final. The blessing is yours. These words are your legal notice in the Spirit. Proof that the case is won. All you have to do, is sign your agreement, by faith. And God is so personal with you, that He will not let you miss this. So even now, you feel something heavy, yet comforting, strong, yet gentle, rising inside. That's the Spirit. That's the proof. Heaven is wrapping around you, so you understand, this is not random text, this is a divine encounter. And your choice inside this encounter is everything. If you hold on, your miracle will hold you. If you believe, your breakthrough will meet you. If you open, heaven will open. But if you walk away, you close the door on yourself. So listen closely. After years of asking, when will it be my turn? Heaven answers, now. It is your turn. It is your time. It is your surprising day. Not far away, here. You are living inside the unfolding of it. That's why hope is rising, where hopelessness used to sit. Your mind may argue, but your spirit refuses to listen. Because it can feel the shift already happening. Now hear the sound. Your spirit has been waiting for, the sound of chains breaking, locks falling, gates swinging wide. That sound is echoing in the unseen. And it is attached to your name. Every chain that held your money, every gate that blocked your favor, every lock that trapped your opportunities, has been shattered. You are free to receive. Free to rise. Free to overflow. Don't look back at the chains, they are dust now. Look forward to the wide open doors. Shining with light, waiting for you to walk through. And let this be the living decree you carry forward. You will not return to lack, you will not return to loss, you will not return to sorrow. From this day forward, surprises will chase you, abundance will clothe you, peace will crown you, and joy will fill your house. These words are not wishful, they are eternal. They are written into your story, by God Himself. And Archangel Michael has been commanded, to enforce them. Believe, receive, and walk boldly, into the surprising day. That is already yours.